How we doing, my man? You okay?
Yeah,
Hi
fantastic, sir.
James, how are you?
Hi, yeah, good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Where are you coming from?
Oh, I've just been in Soho with a meeting with our agents who we work with.
Okay, what's an agent?
So I'm an asset manager. So I work on, let's say the asset is a shopping centre in Cardiff, and the agents who work with us to try and let the space out to as many brands as possible. And they'll take 10% of the year's rent as a fee for doing that.
Okay, it sounds really cool.
Yeah,
How long
yeah.
you been doing that?
So I've been working at Landsec for 2 years, but before that I did my grad scheme at another company called Lambert Smith Hampton for another 4 years and got qualified there. So I'm a chartered surveyor.
Tell me a little bit about a chartered surveyor. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's confusing because there's so many different areas of chartered surveyor. So you could be a quantity surveyor, which measures more like the amount of a brick costs or something like that. Whereas I'm a commercial surveyor. So I focus more on the financials, the legals, and say, letting a space out, I need to negotiate the terms with that brand, and it's commercial property, so not residential focused. It's say your shopping centres, your industrial sheds, your offices.
Oh, yes. Because often when you think of real estate, the first thing you think about is a house.
Yeah, I get it a lot when people say, oh, you're an estate agent. No, I'm not. There's nothing wrong with being an estate agent, but no, yeah, so commercial surveyor, you get qualified and you do your thing called an APC, which is the assessment of professional competency. And that's an interview. And once I pass that, which you normally do after 2 years of working, you become a chartered surveyor.
Okay. So how many years do you have to study?
So it depends which route. There's so many routes you can go down to be a chartered surveyor. That's why it's such a good career to go into. So I went down quite a standard route, was where I did an undergraduate in philosophy and politics, and then did a master's in real estate at Reading. And then following that, I got a grad scheme place at a company called Lambert Smith Hampton, and then did 2 years on their grad scheme, and then got qualified after that as a chartered surveyor. And then after that, you don't have to do any more exams or anything ever again, so it's great. But there's loads of other ways you can do it. You can work at a company for 5 years, and that gives you enough experience to be a chartered surveyor, or you can do your master's alongside working, which is a route that a lot of people are taking at the moment because that's the cheapest.
And was this something that you always wanted to do?
No, I don't think so. Like, as I said, I did philosophy and politics at uni and I didn't have a clue. So I guess that's the thing I'd say, you never have to stress about not knowing exactly what you want to do. Just following that, I just spoke to loads of people, and my brother had a friend who said, real estate is a great career because you have to work hard, but also there's a really good social element to it. You meet lots of people, and I guess I found that's something that I really wanted to do. So I did a couple of bits of work experience and really liked it, and liked working in property and seeing like the effect of what you do, kind of what we call tangible, so you can see it in real life, which I really liked.
I mean, you've just come from a meeting in the city, so it clearly you don't have to stay in
not
behind your desk for the whole day.
Yeah, and I mean, because I work on a shopping centre in St David's, which is in Cardiff, I'm on the train to Cardiff maybe a couple of times a month, meeting like the centre team, so the operations, like the day-to-day running of the shopping centre. I'm meeting brands to go and have meetings with them to see whether they'll come to St David's and open. So yeah, it's I think particularly as an asset manager, no day is the same, which is great.
Oh, that's really cool. So it keeps everything really vibrant and exciting. That's really cool.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I've got to say, I've got a meeting in a couple of minutes. So should we just go through here and then we can sit down?
Yeah,
and I've got
sure.
to shoot off after that.
Yeah, sure.
That is the thing with my job. There is it's a lot of calls, but hey, it's good.
That's all good. No, don't worry. Okay, what would you say then is in terms of the future of your industry, what does that look like?
Yeah, it's I guess talking about shopping centres, because that's my specialism, is the interesting thing is we're kind of now battling against online shopping, right? So like what excuse would people go to spend online rather than going actually physically to shops? So we've got to make a shopping centre which is exciting and more importantly got like loads of different brands on offer, because well, we were talking earlier about kind of Sephora being the brand that everyone wants to go to at the moment. So we've just opened that in St David's, and that's driven footfall, which is what we count as people going through the door. That's increased by 10% compared to last year, just since they opened. So that's the kind of thing we want to do to try and make sure we're competing against online, making places that people want to go to.
So that brand's definitely bringing in the young people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we look at we've got a data and insights team who can kind of look at where spending's coming from, and so we can understand who our customer is. So that's a really interesting side of the role I never thought I'd do, is like getting really into the detail of like, right, okay, we're going to bring Zara in because that's going to drive people who are 18 to 25 into our shopping centre. So yeah, you definitely look at all this data for sure and try and drive young people into the shopping centre.
And how important is data?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all becoming almost data analysts in our roles. Like, you've got to really look at it to understand, for example, talking about Zara, like, got to understand when we opened, where did they drive people from? Who, our shopping centre in St David's, where are all our customers coming from? Because then we can target that with marketing, because marketing is such an important part. Although I don't work in that role, I work with our marketing team to understand, right, how are we going to get people from Newport to come to Cardiff? And so that, yeah, it's really interesting.
And what would you say are the skills that young people need to start to develop now, whether they want to go into real estate or in another industry? What skills do the young people need to start to really develop now?
Yeah, I think it's just being curious and wanting to learn, because I know when someone comes up to me and just starts asking questions, and it doesn't even matter if they don't know much about it, like someone showing willingness and wanting to understand something just shows that they've got a drive to want to be successful. So, and those people will do well in no matter what career they go into. But it's just about, yeah, every day just being like, right, what am I going to learn? I'm going to learn something new today. What is that going to be?
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, no, really good. Well, listen, James, I'm going to let you
Yeah,
go
sorry,
to your
I've
meeting.
got to shoot
yeah,
off.
no
It was really
problem.
nice to meet you though.
Yeah,
again.
you too. You take care.
Yeah, thank you.